Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to geography class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the question answers of chapter 6th of geography, that is manufacturing industries. Students, in the last video, I explained you about NTPC and also I explained the short answer questions. Now, in this video, I shall be proceeding with the long answer questions. That is, answer the following questions in 120 words. So, there are 3 questions in this. So, I will be dealing with all the 3 questions one by one. So, let us start with the first question as you can see on the screen. So, the first question is, how are integrated steel plants different from mini steel plants? Now, there are 3 questions that are there in question number 1. 3 parts it has. The second part is, what problems does the industry face? And the third part is, what recent developments have led to a rise in the production capacity? Now, we will be answering all the 3 parts one by one. So, the first part is regarding the difference between integrated steel plants and mini steel plants. Students, I already told you that integrated steel plants are large plants and mini steel plants are small plants. See, in integrated steel plants, everything is done under one roof in one complex. And if I talk about the mini steel plants, that a particular work is done in that. Integrated means everything is included in that, and in mini steel plants everything is not included, but only a part of something is included. So, this is basic idea that I have given you regarding integrated steel plants and mini steel plants. Now, integrated steel plants are large plants that handle everything in one complex. That means from putting together the raw materials to steel making, rolling and shaping. That means everything is done under one roof. They assemble the raw materials, they roll everything, they shape everything, and the final product is produced. Now, let me talk about the mini steel plants. Now, students, mini steel plants. Then mini steel plants are small and they have electric arc furnaces, and they mainly use steel scrap and sponge iron as input. I hope you remember about sponge iron. Sponge iron is the iron in porous form, that refers to sponge iron. And also students, these mini steel plants, they produce mild alloy steel of given specification. That means only a specific work is carried out in mini steel plant, but in integrated steel plants everything is carried out in that industry. So, I hope the difference between mini steel plant and integrated steel plant is clear to everybody. Now, let us move to the next part of this question regarding the problems that this industry has to face. So, students, there are many problems that this industry, that means iron and steel industry, has to face or is facing. The first problem, high cost and limited availability of coking coal. See, the cost of this is also very high because this is a heavy and bulky industry, iron and steel industry. It is not a light industry. So, the cost is also very high. If I talk about the transportation and all, then that is also very high. And the raw material that is required in this, that is coking coal. Coking coal is a raw material that is required in iron and steel industry. So, that is also limited. We have limited quantity of coking coal in our country. So, this is one major problem that this industry has to face. Then the next problem is irregular supply of energy. Students, energy is required in order to operate any industry. Without energy, that means without electricity, the industry cannot operate. The source of electricity has to be continuous, and because of erratic supply of energy, the industry is not able to produce optimum output. So, this is also one problem that this industry has to face. Third point is lower productivity of labor. See, the people who are involved, they are not trained, they are not well skilled. Proper training is not given to them, as a result of which they are not able to produce as per desire. If training will be given, then only a person can contribute, but training is not given, as a result of which they are not able to use their full potential. So, this is also one problem that this industry has to face. Next problem is poor infrastructure. See, the machines that are there in order to operate this industry, the machines are outdated. Latest technology is not there in most of the industries, as a result of which this hampers the productivity. Now, if I talk about the transportation, then the transport facility is also not excellent. So, these are the problems that this industry has to face. Now, the third part of this question, the third part is regarding the developments. See, definitely there are various developments that have been done in this field to develop this industry. First of all, liberalization. See, earlier the government was very strict with regard to the rules and all, but after that the government became liberal. That means liberalization came, and as liberalization came, privatization also came, because more and more companies started to invest. The government decontrolled the price. Earlier the government was very strict with regard to the laws and policies, but after that government became liberal, and as the government became liberal, more and more companies began to invest, and this industry began to grow. Then the FDI, that is foreign direct investment. The foreign direct investment also has given a boost to this economy. So, I hope that all the three parts of this question are clear to everybody. Now, students, we will move to the next question, that is question number 2. So, question number 2 is, how do industries pollute environment? See, industries are responsible for causing pollution. They mainly cause 4 types of pollution, namely air pollution, water pollution, soil and water pollution, or thermal is also included in this, and noise pollution. Now, the first one, air pollution. What is this air pollution and how this is caused? Air pollution is caused by the presence of high proportion of undesirable gases in the atmosphere, like sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide. When these gases are present in the environment, these are undesirable gases, they are not desired, they are not required, but still high proportion of them are present in the environment, which causes air pollution, as it is mixed with the air. Second type, water pollution. That means when the water gets contaminated. So, water pollution is caused by the organic and inorganic industrial waste and effluents that are discharged in the water bodies. So, the industries like paper industry, pulp industry, chemical industry, tanneries, that means the leather industry, they generally contribute to water pollution. Then let me talk about thermal pollution also. When the hot water from the thermal power plants, when they are discharged into the water bodies before cooling, that results in water pollution too. Next we have soil and water. As I already told you that soil pollution and water pollution, they are closely related, they are linked with each other. See, dumping of waste that makes the soil useless or unfit for agricultural activities, and the pollutants that are there in the soil, they reach the groundwater through the soil and they contaminate the groundwater also. So, this way soil pollution and water pollution are closely linked with each other. Then the last type of pollution is noise pollution. That means when undesirable sound is produced by industries and construction activities, that causes noise pollution. So, I hope all the types of pollution are clear to everybody, and this way the industries cause different types of pollution and degrade our environment. Now, students, we shall move to the last question, that is question number 3. So, question number 3 is, discuss the steps to be taken to minimize the environmental degradation by industries. See, I explained several steps that can be taken by the industries. So, here in this question, the steps needs to be discussed. So, students, several steps can be taken, like providing green belts for nurturing the ecological balance. That means trees should be planted on either sides of the roads to increase the ecological balance. Then next is adopting latest techniques and upgrading the existing technology to improve the energy efficiency. See, techniques have to be improved, the outdated techniques have to be removed from the industry, because if the machines will be outdated, then they will lead to more pollution. So, latest techniques should be adopted, machines should be up to date, and everything should be up to date in order to decrease pollution. Then the third step will be minimizing water usage by reusing and recycling water in different stages. See, first of all, the usage of water has to be minimized, and whatever water is used, that has to be reused and recycled. So, this way water will become less contaminated and water will also be conserved for future use. Then the next step can be treating hot water and affluents before releasing them into water bodies by using different stages, that means primary, secondary and tertiary. See, the hot water from thermal power plants, they should be discharged only after cooling, because they cause a negative impact to the aquatic life. They harm the flora and fauna of the aquatic life. So, primary step can be like mechanism should be developed. I'm saying again. See, primary stage can be by mechanical means, like by screening, by grinding, by sedimentation. So, this can be done. Then secondary stage can be a biological process or a natural process can be adopted in order to treat the hot water. Then tertiary step which involves biological, chemical as well as physical process. Biological, that means natural process. Chemical, that means by using chlorine that can be added to water in order to purify it. Then physical, that means by using hands, whatever solid waste is there, that can be removed via hands. So, this way hot water can be treated, and first of all it has to be cooled by using certain mechanism. Then only it should be discharged in the water bodies. The next step can be using silencers for noise generating equipments, like using silencers in generators, because generators produce a lot of sound and irritating sound. So, to reduce that, silencers can be used, using carpets, using curtains, so that they absorb sound. So, these things can be used in order to remove or reduce noise pollution. Then using rainwater harvesting to conserve water. See, rainwater is very efficient way in order to conserve water, conserve the rainwater. How? This can be done by attaching a pipe to the terrace into the tank, and that pipe should be attached to the tank so that the water can be collected in the tank and it can be used for further requirements. Otherwise, that water will just get wasted. It will not be of any use. It will go to the drainages and it will go to the roads. So, that water can be used, that water can be collected in tanks and can be used whenever required. So, these are the steps that can be taken by the industries to conserve our environment. And students, you can also write many more steps if you think any step that you, any step of your choice, any way or means of conservation. Your ideas are most welcomed. So, students, I hope all the topics as well as all the questions are clear to everybody. So, here we have come to the end of this chapter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching the videos. I hope the concepts are clear to everybody, and I'll meet you in the next video with the next chapter. Till then, thank you so much and stay safe.